You're not wearing makeup. You didn't plan an outfit. You're just reaching for your morning tea in that soft, blush-toned robe. And yet he walks past you, slows down, and then turns back just to take a second look. Not because you called him, not because you tried, but because something about you, your softness, your quiet presence, caught him off guard. And in that moment, you reminded him why he fell in love with you. Welcome to Healthwise for Seniors, the channel where women over 60 rediscover elegance, not in grand gestures, but in the simple beauty of everyday life. Today's episode is all about this. You don't have to leave the house to feel beautiful. And you certainly don't need to wear heels to make him want to wrap his arms around you again. You just need the right fabric, the right color, the right energy that says, I'm still here. I'm still me. Now, maybe you're thinking, why bother? I'm just home. But I gently ask you, isn't your home where love lives? And isn't love still worth dressing up for, even just a little? You don't have to try hard. In fact, it's the effortless softness that draws him in. The robe that skims your figure. The blouse that moves when you turn. The soft glow on your cheek as you smile over your coffee. And before we dive into all the beautiful ways you can dress at home, with ease, elegance, and just a touch of romance, I want to gently invite you to support this space. If this kind of content speaks to you, please like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. It's what helps us keep creating heartfelt content. Dress for yourself, not for visitors. Many women over 60 slip into the habit of dressing down at home, thinking, no one's going to see me anyway. But here's the truth, you see yourself. And how you choose to dress, even in the quiet corners of your day, sends a message to your soul. Wearing something soft, elegant, and intentional at home isn't about vanity. It's an act of self-respect. A gentle reminder, I still matter. I'm still worth showing up for. I remember meeting a retired literature teacher in Portland. She lived alone, spent mornings tending her backyard roses, and always wore soft linen dresses, a little lip tint, and her favorite silver bangles, even with no visitors in sight. When I asked her why she made the effort, she said, when I catch my reflection in the window, I want to see someone who still believes life can be beautiful. That stayed with me. Dressing well at home isn't about impressing anyone. It's about feeling grounded, radiant, and alive in your own skin. Soft lounge sets in warm neutrals, flowy cotton dresses, a pair of pearl earrings, a silk scarf in your hair. These little details aren't just aesthetic. They shift the energy of your day. They tell your nervous system, you are safe, you are seen, you are loved. And when your partner walks by and sees you lit up from within, there's a quiet kind of magnetism there. It's not showy, it's soulful. One woman once told me, I started wearing blush and soft robes again, just for me, and one morning, my husband looked up from his coffee and said, you remind me of how you looked when we first met. I wasn't trying. I was just glowing. So no, you're not dressing for guests. You're dressing for the woman who has stood by you through it all. Let her feel beautiful in the comfort of her own home. She deserves it. Style doesn't always come from tailored blazers or silk dresses. Sometimes, it's a soft, thoughtfully chosen lounge set that makes you feel like the most graceful version of yourself, even if you never leave the house. Unlike old, mismatched around-the-house clothes, a lounge set is intentional. Think soft cotton, breathable bamboo, or linen blends in gentle tones like sand beige, blush pink, dove gray, or muted olive. The fit is relaxed but polished, an easy silhouette that whispers elegance, not effort. I once visited a friend in Santa Barbara. She's 67, a retired teacher with the most grounded presence. She opened the door wearing a light oatmeal lounge set, her hair clipped up, barefoot, smiling. There was nothing extravagant, but she looked radiant, like a woman completely at peace in her own skin. And that's the magic. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're dressing to feel good in your space. Whether you're folding laundry, sipping tea on the patio, or greeting your husband at breakfast, your lounge set quietly says, I still care about myself. I still feel beautiful. In fact, a woman once told me that after switching from worn-out tees to chic loungewear, her husband looked up one morning and said, you remind me of the way you looked when we first moved in together. Relaxed, happy, lovely. Publications like Real Simple and Better Homes and Gardens call it elevated loungewear for a reason. It's where comfort meets quiet sophistication. So no, it's not just about looking presentable in case someone stops by. It's about creating a version of yourself that feels worth showing up for, even on the quietest days. There's something effortlessly feminine about a linen shift dress. It doesn't hug your body or demand attention, but it moves with you, light, breathable, and quietly graceful. For women over 60, it's a gentle reminder that comfort and allure don't have to be opposites. The beauty of linen is its natural imperfection. The soft wrinkles, the airy texture, the way it skims the skin instead of clinging, it all feels honest, relaxed, and warm. Whether you're watering plants on the porch or reading a novel by the window, a linen dress turns those small moments into something quietly poetic. A friend of mine, Marlene, she's 71 and lives in Charleston, once told me that linen is her emotional armor. Every morning, she puts on a pale blue linen dress with pockets, pulls her hair into a loose bun, and steps outside with a cup of coffee. "I don't dress to be seen," she said. "I dress to feel like myself again. Linen helps me remember I'm still soft, still beautiful." And the truth is, people do notice. Her husband, after decades of marriage, told her she looked like summer and calm. That's what he said. Not fancy, not sexy, but calm, warm. And he couldn't stop smiling as she walked past in her loose dress and bare feet. That's the magic of a linen shift dress. It doesn't try to impress, but it invites closeness. It says, "I'm here, I'm open, I'm gentle." The best part, it doesn't take effort. Throw it on, maybe add a soft bracelet or a pair of stud earrings. Let your hair fall naturally. You don't need to style it, you are the style. And when the breeze catches the hem and the sunlight hits just right, you become the softness that fills a room. Muted tones like soft white, sage green, dusty rose, or terracotta bring out the elegance in simplicity. Pair it with sandals or barefoot steps in the garden. Either way, the feeling is the same. You're home and you're whole. There's a quiet kind of beauty in how fabric moves when you do. A puff sleeve blouse paired with cropped pants doesn't scream for attention, but it brings a soft, fluid energy to your presence, especially when you're not even trying. The puff sleeve isn't about drama. It's about grace, a subtle lift at the shoulder, a gentle volume at the arms that softens your silhouette without overwhelming it. It adds a romantic touch to even the simplest routine. Reaching for a teacup, brushing your hand across the back of a chair, opening a window in the morning light. Cropped pants, especially in soft, breathable materials like cotton linen blends, add just enough structure to balance the softness of the blouse. They show a little ankle, elongate your posture, and move with ease whether you're walking barefoot through the garden or setting the table for lunch. One of my clients in Northern California, Linda, age 66, started wearing soft ivory blouses with delicate puff sleeves, tucked slightly into cropped sage green trousers. "I didn't think it would change anything," she said, "but my husband walked in, looked at me, and said, 'You look like you're floating through the house today.' I was just folding towels." She wasn't trying to be noticed. She was simply at ease in her own softness. That's the gift of this pairing. It turns the everyday into something lightly cinematic. The blouse catches the air. The pants let your body move without restraint. Add a simple chain necklace or small pearl studs, and the outfit becomes a kind of whisper, feminine, present, and deeply confident. Colors like powder blue, cream, dusty lavender, or soft terracotta bring warmth to the skin, while textures like gauze cotton, crinkled linen, or chambray add gentle visual depth without adding bulk. This isn't a look that demands compliments. It's the kind of look that makes someone stop in the hallway and say, "You look happy." And perhaps that's the most beautiful thing a woman over 60 can wear: movement, softness, and joy that comes from within. There's something about a kimono robe that transforms the way you move, even in the most ordinary places. It doesn't cling or define the body. Instead, it glides, floats, and suggests softness with every quiet step. For women over 60, it offers not only comfort but a sense of quiet mystery, the kind of elegance that doesn't ask, but invites. The wide sleeves brush the air gently as you reach for the kettle. The tied waist adds just enough shape without restricting your breath. And when you walk across the room, the robe trails behind you like a whisper, elegant, calm, and completely yours. A woman named Susan from Seattle, 68, told me she wears her floral kimono robe every evening after her bath. "I light a candle, put on jazz, and pour a glass of wine. I'm not doing it for anyone. But somehow, my husband always lingers longer in the room when I wear it." She laughed, then added, "It's like the robe says something I don't have to." And she's right. A kimono robe speaks of ease and intention, as if you curated your evening not around tasks, but around feeling. Around beauty, around presence. It tells the world and yourself, I still carry grace even in stillness. Velvet for winter, silk for summer mornings, soft cotton with delicate embroidery for year-round comfort. The fabric choice shapes the mood, but the silhouette always brings a sense of ceremony to the everyday. It's ideal for slow mornings and intimate nights, for walking barefoot across wooden floors or reading poetry by the window. Even alone, you feel accompanied by your own sense of allure. Colors like midnight blue, plum, dusty rose, or champagne ivory add depth and warmth to the skin. Patterns like watercolor florals, abstract brushstrokes, or tone-on-tone textures give the robe a story without stealing the spotlight. And when paired with minimal, there's a quiet power in color, the kind that doesn't shout but lingers. At home, the shades you wear can shape the way a room feels when you walk in. Certain tones don't just flatter your skin, they pull him in softly, without a word. Blush pink, creamy beige, deep wine red, soft sage green. These aren't colors chosen to be noticed. They're chosen to create a mood, intimacy, warmth, softness. They reflect the woman you are now, grounded, sensual, fully alive. Carolyn, a 63-year-old painter from Asheville, told me she started wearing muted rose and ivory tones around the house. Not for anyone in particular, but because they felt kind. One night I was folding laundry in a soft pink wrap top, she said, and my husband stopped in the hallway and just watched me for a second. Then he smiled and said, "You look like a memory I didn't know I missed." That's what the right color can do. It's not about bold, it's about beautifully familiar. Warm neutrals like taupe, wheat, or soft caramel make your skin glow under lamplight. They're cozy and touchable, like something he'd want to lean into. Cool pastels like misty blue, lilac, or pale mint bring a sense of calm and freshness to early mornings and quiet evenings. Deeper tones, think wine red, forest green, or navy, add quiet sophistication, especially in soft fabrics like jersey, linen, or brushed cotton. When you sit across the table wearing deep plum or burnt sienna, he may not even realize why he can't stop looking, but he'll feel it. Color isn't decoration, it's memory, it's atmosphere. It's feeling. Wear warm ivory while reading in bed. Let your robe be dusty rose as you pass him the coffee. Choose that olive-toned blouse when cooking side by side. You're not just putting on clothes, you're painting a picture he wants to keep looking at. These are not date-night colors. These are everyday intimacy colors. The ones that make him glance up from his book. The ones that soften the silence between you. The ones that make you feel quietly radiant. Because when color meets intention, you become unforgettable. It's easy to think accessories are for going out, for parties, dinners, or being seen. But the truth is, it's the smallest details at home that often leave the deepest impression. A pair of tiny pearl earrings catching the morning light. A delicate gold chain resting against a cotton lounge top. A soft silk scrunchie holding your hair loosely while you water the plants. These aren't just style choices, they're sensory invitations. They say, I still care. Not for others, not for appearances, but for the moments that feel sacred because they're shared in private. Margaret, a 70-year-old ceramicist from Vermont, told me she started wearing a simple rose gold bracelet around the house, just for herself. I like the way it feels when I move my hands while kneading dough, she said, but my husband noticed. He touched my wrist and said, "This looks like you, elegant without trying." These little things create closeness without words. A silk scarf draped loosely over your shoulders during a quiet evening. The gentle clink of your favorite earrings when you laugh. Even the scent of your favorite body lotion, softened into the fabric of your robe, becomes a kind of presence. None of it needs to be bold. The goal isn't to impress. It's to invite warmth to create a sensory connection that says, "You're welcome here, closer." Think soft textures, muted metals, things that feel good on your skin. A dainty ring that makes you feel graceful as you pour tea. A scarf with faded florals that moves when you do. A hair clip that sparkles just slightly in afternoon light. These pieces don't steal attention. They enhance your presence. They give your partner something quiet to notice, to remember, to reach for. Because sometimes, love isn't spoken loudly. It's in the way your earring catches the light when you turn to smile. It's in the shimmer of a pendant as you lean in to say goodnight. It's in the scent of your wrist as he pulls you close after dinner. Small things, intimate distance, deep connection. That's what thoughtful accessories at home can do. It's always the ordinary moments that surprise you most. You weren't trying. You weren't posing. You were just standing by the kitchen window in your soft linen dress, stirring honey into your tea. Hair loosely pulled back. Light coming in just enough to catch the soft folds of your robe. Maybe a soft instrumental was playing in the background, or maybe it was silent except for the hum of morning. And he walked by, half awake, reaching for his coffee, focused on his to-do list or thinking about the weather. But then he paused. Something made him stop. He turned back, not dramatically, but subtly, eyes lingering for just a moment longer than usual. A quiet smile forming, not because of anything loud or glamorous, but because you looked peaceful, present, beautiful, and he saw it. Linda, a 65-year-old reader from Colorado, told me this story. I was wearing a sage green lounge set, no makeup, just lip balm. I was feeding the dog, barefoot, my robe open slightly at the collar. My husband passed through the kitchen, then stopped at the doorway, looked back, and said, "You look like a painting I forgot we owned." He kissed the top of my head. I hadn't even said good morning yet. It's in that moment, the unscripted pause, that you realize your softness draws him in more than any lipstick ever could. It's not the outfit alone. It's the mood you've created, the colors you wear that glow in natural light, the scent of fresh linen on your sleeve, the way your hair falls slightly loose around your shoulders, the quiet joy you radiate just by being fully there. He didn't expect to be moved, but he was, because you reminded him, without meaning to, of every reason he fell in love. These are the mornings that don't need anniversaries or planned dates. They live in memory because you showed up as yourself, unhurried, kind, luminous in your own quiet rhythm. And in that pause, when he looked back, he saw not just you today, but every version of you he's ever loved. Still here, still breathtaking. Just because you're home doesn't mean you have to disappear into the background. In fact, home is the perfect place to wear clothes that love your skin and honor your shape without sacrificing comfort. It starts with color. Soft tones that make your complexion glow under natural light, like buttercream, dusty rose, stone gray, or warm ivory, can bring warmth to your face even when you're barefaced. These are the hues that feel like home, but still make your reflection feel alive. Then comes the fabric. Look for breathable, flowing materials, cotton gauze, linen, bamboo blends that glide gently across your body instead of clinging. You don't need tight fits to be flattering. You need movement, space, draping that follows your lines, not swallows them. Evelyn, 72, from Santa Fe, shared how she replaced her old boxy t-shirts with softly shaped tops in warm neutrals. I didn't lose weight. I didn't change my routine. But somehow, I started catching myself in the mirror and thinking, that's me, and I look good. It wasn't about looking young. It was about looking present. Clothes that skim instead of squeeze. Sleeves that hit just right to soften the arms. Necklines that open the face without exposing too much. Waistlines that suggest a shape, drawstring, subtle pleats, or a soft tie, not constrict but guide. And there's something quietly powerful about seeing yourself at home, cooking, folding laundry, watering the garden, and liking the way you move in your own body. Not trying to look slimmer. Not trying to impress anyone. Just wearing clothes that mirror who you are now, open, soft, free, feminine in the way only time can teach. When your clothes reflect the gentle strength of this chapter, they don't just flatter your figure, they make you feel seen by yourself. And when you feel that, everyone around you feels it too. Because the glow that comes from wearing something that loves your skin and respects your shape, it's quiet, but unforgettable. It happens slowly. You stop wearing earrings. You stop spritzing perfume. You reach for the same old robe, the same worn t-shirt because who's going to see me anyway? And before you even realize it, you start disappearing from your own life. But here's the truth. You were never dressing for others. You were dressing to stay connected to yourself. Your home is the backdrop of your life. It's where you wake up, where you sip your coffee, where you laugh, where you rest, where you love. And yet, it's so easy to go invisible within it, to fade into the furniture. Sandra, 69, from Minneapolis, told me, "One day I caught myself in the mirror, oversized sweatshirt, messy hair, old socks, and I didn't recognize the woman looking back. Not because she had aged, but because she had given up showing up." She paused, then added, "So I started wearing mascara again, just a touch, and a soft cotton dress. I didn't tell anyone, I just needed to see myself again. That moment, that decision to reappear isn't about vanity. It's about dignity. Putting on something you love, wearing a blouse that flatters your collarbone, letting your hair down just because you feel like it. These small acts remind you, I'm still here and I matter. The mistake isn't aging. The mistake is thinking that growing older means you have to let go of beauty, sensuality, or style. No one else has to notice, but you will feel it. You'll feel it in the way you walk from room to room, in the way you greet the morning light, in how you carry a cup of tea with a quiet kind of grace. And maybe, just maybe, someone will walk past you in the hallway and pause, not because you're flashy, but because you're glowing with presence, fully alive, softly radiant, and impossible to ignore. Because the most dangerous thing isn't being unseen by others, it's forgetting to see yourself. And maybe, the next time you walk past him in that soft linen dress, with your favorite song playing in the background, you'll notice it. That pause, that subtle shift in his eyes, that little smile that says, you still have it, you always did. Because elegance isn't about being seen by the world. It's about being seen, truly seen, by the one who matters most, and most importantly, by yourself. So, wear the robe, add the pearl earrings, pick the blouse that makes you feel just a little softer today, not for anyone else, but because you are worth showing up for, even at home, especially at home. If this video brought you even the smallest spark of inspiration, I'd be so honored if you'd give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community of women who believe beauty doesn't fade with time. It deepens. Thank you so much for spending this moment with me. You are radiant, and I can't wait to see you in